Back. It is exactly 12:43, and just to remind you that we wrap up this interview just before 1 o'clock. Our final interview of the morning here on the mid-morning show is Shihan Abdullah Ashraf Bayett, and he's here to talk about his passion, and that, of course, is martial arts. Assalamu alaikum to you. Welcome.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. I understand that you've been involved in sports and coaching for over 25 years, and you have been coaching kickboxing for 25 years plus. What was the first interest, and what was it that drew you into martial arts, and what has kept you going?
Okay, but I think it was one of those childhoods that was laden with bullying issues and fitting in and I think that precipitated the calling within me to try to look at some means to empower myself, both in terms of dignifying myself through a self-defense program, but also to enable myself through martial arts to become a better human being, And well, naturally, in those days, it was Bruce Lee that gave us the sense of invincibility, And I think we all leaned into that. And alhamdulillah, it was at the age of 8 that I started. And it is, I think it's about 40 years now, 44 years that I'm into it. But alhamdulillah, it's been a fantastic journey. Because as you go along, initially when you start your martial arts, a kick is a kick and a punch is a punch. And that's all you do it for, the physical aspect. And then you realize there are much deeper aspects to that. A kick is no longer a kick and a punch is no longer a punch from a physical aspect. It's all much deeper. And then you delve into the character building aspects. And that by far has more resonance and more significance than the mere physical attributes. Let's say the byproduct of martial arts is learning how to defend yourself, but primarily it's about teaching good character and conduct to be an ambassador in society, to uplift people and to uplift humanity at large.
Subhanallah, and to uplift yourself. You talked about the fact that you were bullied and you didn't feel that you fitted in, and whatever else the other social ills and issues might have been in your life. I mean, this could have gone the other way had you not found this as a passion and to build your character and become who you are today. You could have ended up being a nothing or a nobody. You could have ended up probably, resorting to drugs and other evils.
Absolutely. I'm in full agreement with that. That is why we cannot overstate the importance of our stalwarts in our communities, our teachers. Our teachers are unsung heroes, and they show us the way. And they practice such discernment with regards to placing their own lives on hold to create a pathway to a better future for us. So we never fill their shoes, but we try to just mimic what they did, and we always fall short of that. But homage goes number one to our creator for creating those opportunities and for creating such beautiful people like our teachers who have such giving hearts. We try to be their ambassadors, to continue their legacy, because it is about teachers who have created pathways of healing for us and becoming better individuals, and saved us from resorting to vice, or the evils that society purports in order for us to overcome our trivialities.
And the beauty about this type of sport, martial arts, is really it's not contact sport in the sense like rugby or cricket or soccer. Um, the may the majority of the time you're competing against yourself, or you're not competing against your own physical and mental strength and getting to the next level in your specific field. And by saying that as well, it does indicate that being fit and healthy is more important. It's like kind of your focus is really on fitness and health, is it not?
Yes, it is. Fitness and health is a priority because obviously we need to take care of ourselves and we can't pour from an empty cup. So releasing the negative emotions through training is very good for us, for our mental health, emotional health, as well as physical health, and it allays the chronic ailments that are waiting in the backdrop just to to attack at every opportunity, because Our nutrition is not what it should be, but also deeper than that, Appa. Like you said, it's not just the physical, it's not self-defense only. We look at martial arts as self-attack. And the reason we say it's self-attack, because every punch and every kick you do daily is designed to kill your own ego. And if you think how dangerous the ego is, the ego damages people. You don't kill the ego, but you have to channel the ego. And that's what the martial arts is all about. It's about channeling. And you alluded to the fact that it's not so much about contact. The focus is more about connect instead of contact. So you connect with others and you create a society that brings people out of that sense of isolation, because the two greatest illusions is that we have time, which we don't, and that we are separate, which we are not. We are all connected. So the idea behind martial arts is for at least an hour. You come to the dojo, you connect with human beings, you put your phone down, right? You're not scrolling through social media, and you're not diluting your energy and your focus. You're fully focused, and you're connecting with people, and that has healing and resonance on its own, because we don't do enough of that. So we're creating an environment of love, an environment of acceptance, an environment of positive energy that reinforces this notion that your vibe attracts your tribe. And the people that you associate with will definitely elevate your frequency. And in the martial arts circles, it's about good people creating a safe space for others to come in and for them to elevate their frequency just to be themselves, not a facade or a version of themselves that society wants to create of them.
Subhanallah, what wisdom. These type of messages really should filter down to our youth at school, because that's when they are most vulnerable. That is when they start impersonating and copying all the wrong idols. This, these messages we need to get them at that primary school level. And why it's not happening goes beyond me completely. Having said that, having said that, let's talk about kickboxing going beyond being a sport. You've alluded to it already. It's about your mental health and well-being. And I kind of wonder, what you've just said to me now really speaks about what Islam is all about. Isn't
Absolutely.
that about our character building and getting our young people in the right frame of mind?
It's all about akhlaq, right? Because the founder of modern day karate, Gichin Funakoshi, stated that martial arts is not about victory or defeat, but in the development of character of its participants. And the Nabi Sallallahu asked Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, what is it that you desire from my ummah? Is it the salah? Is it their som? Is it the zakah? Allah Taala said, no, that's a gift. All I need is that they must have good character and conduct and a pure heart. Qalbin Salim. I'll admit them to paradise. So if we are teaching that in martial arts, it aligns. It doesn't contradict what we're doing. And in our system, the only thing we eradicated in our system that all the other Japanese systems and Eastern philosophies do subscribe to is the aspect of bowing. So we don't bow to anybody but Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, but we do show courtesy. We give a high five and in a friendly manner just to denote respect, because martial arts begins and ends with courtesy. So with regards to spilling the message out from the confines of the sporting aspect and the dojo and becoming a world champion and all of that, the character and conduct we have infused into our local schools. I don't know if you remember a while back, Appa, there was this scourge of kidnappings in schools and all of that. So we aligned with a few organizations, and we embarked on a mission in 2021. We targeted in a 30-day period 30 schools, and we upskilled and uplifted 27,000 children. So I say that again: 30 days, 30 schools, 27,000 children who were taught self-defense and good character and conduct and anti-bullying techniques voluntarily. And we still meet some of those kids these days who still the impression of those lessons, because these kids are so fertile, man. You just have to speak it out, and you have to use the opportunity to exercise kindness and love and validation and acceptance and wisdom, and just to teach them that they are enough. If you don't teach them that, they're going to social media, and social media is going to teach them or inculcate the notion in them, the false notion that they're not enough. Their life is on comparative study all the time, and they're shamed and they're scorned and they're bullied. And so we have to just lay that foundation of self-love, self-acceptance, resonance that I'm connected to everybody. I don't need to bully anybody for attention, and stuff like that. So alhamdulillah, we were fortunate enough to do that. there's just not enough time, not enough resources to get our message out there to the children, because our main, uh, our bread and butter of society and our future are our children. So the general attack, the modern attack is against women and children, and we are stalwarts and ambassadors of women and children. We are very, very determined to change, to upset the scale in the positive way, so that our women and children become ambassadors, and they really become the drivers of positivity in our community and our society.
Are you perhaps concerned that, what you've said to me today resonates with me in such a huge way as a mother? And I'm kind of thinking, how come these very positive messages are not being filtered down to children at all levels in society? Because imagine if all of us subscribe to what you've just shared with me now, we'd have minimal social misfits in our society. So why do you believe that that kickboxing and martial arts is not attracting a bigger wave of people subscribing to this martial arts to become better human beings?
Um, Primarily due to lack of resources. And when I say resources, we have a limited amount of instructors who have dedicated their lives to making this impact in our little communities. Each person then goes on, and whichever life they impact, then goes on and impacts their circle, and so on and so on. So, because of the scarcity of full-time instructors and the resources to go out and pay these instructors, and go out into the townships, and really impact all the schools in Johannesburg, that is our vision eventually. And alhamdulillah, you know what? The source hasn't taught us to be optimists. We also have to be pragmatic and realist. But we do make dua on a global scale. Wallahi, there's every day, Allah, please let us impact the global humanity. And that is our intention. And only you can make it happen. Someday somebody will come in and give us the funds to go out and send out instructors, and take this message of yours in terms of uniting the ummah and uniting humanity at large through martial arts. The opportunity will come, and the effort is constantly there. Whether we are the pioneers and we are placed in a situation of advantage to be able to do that with resources or not, but we have to plant the seeds so that the future generation continues with that ideology. Don't give up, guys. Don't give up. Just keep talking good, even in one. Keep talking hope, even in one heart. Because if you save that one heart, Allah Ta'ala says it's like saving all of humanity. Just keep the
Inshallah.
intention.
I mean, okay, we're going to have to wrap up now. But let me ask you, are you still active given that you suffered a Jefferson's injury a while ago? What exactly is that? How was your recuperation, and are you still active?
I am still very active, Appa. I studied martial arts for about 32 years. And in all, until I had an opportunity to compete to become a world champion, because at the age of 30, I had to decide whether I want to continue my path and keep attempting to clinch that elusive world victory, or now impart the knowledge to the next generation. And I chose the latter. And alhamdulillah, in that time, for the next 10 or 15 years, we bred 200 national champions and 60 world champions. And then at the age of 44, Allah Ta'ala blessed me with the opportunity to compete in the world championships in Prague. And alhamdulillah, he made it possible for me to become a world champion at that age. And a year
Subhanallah.
later, I had an accident and broke my neck. So all in Allah's timing, all in His wisdom. And I'm active now in my coaching capacity and trying to spread the message, because like we are not, you're not invalidated now by this condition. Pain is a gift. And if you realize that and you lean into it, that pause principle will redirect your focus, but you never stop moving forward. Yeah, that's the most important. So Allah Ta'ala has blessed us. We have nothing to complain about. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Abdullah, it's been such a pleasure talking with you. Absolutely loved engaging with you. Hope we had more time, but inshallah, on a future show, we'll talk with you again. Just continue doing what you're doing, because you certainly are touching lives as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intended. You're changing lives for the better. Like accept from you. Go well. Keep us in your du'as. Until the next time, Assalamu alaikum and Khuda Hafiz.
Jazakallah, if I can just ask you personally, because you alluded to your maternal nature and thinking like a mother, I would just like to implore you that and remind you that your du'as are so powerful. You people are the universities of our homes. We as fathers fall very short. Your people's wombs are connected directly to the arsh of Allah. Keep validating these kids. criticize them less, validate them more, and keep making dua. They need your people's duas and keep us in those duas as well.
Ameen. Ameen, Ameen, Tuma Ameen. From your lips to Allah's ears, inshallah. Go well. Assalamu alaikum to you.
Salam alaikum.
And that's where we leave it for today. We're going to take our ad break now as I bid you farewell. Take it easy on the roads. Keep warm. We're still going to have a few very, very cold days ahead of us. So, till you and I get together again, which is on Monday next week, on, of course, News and Views, it is Assalamu alaikum and Khudafiz from me, Julie Ali.